Well, I think what's preventing people from breathing fully is past trauma. Yeah, like I kind of had this 13-year history with yoga and meditation and breath work and all these different modalities, and really started out with the pranayama and got a good foundation there, but then got exposed to Wim Hof and dove into that and the integrative breath work as well with Naya. But I really saw an opportunity because what I was seeing is that breath work was being offered in a very narrow focus by different people. So there's Wim Hof method, there's integrative breath work, there's oxygen advantage, and there's kind of all these pieces of the pie, but nobody is really putting them together. And I could really see that there is huge benefits in all these different techniques, but that none of them were panacea. And so what I really wanted to do was to learn many different techniques and learn what were the specific benefits of one technique or over another, what was going on in the body scientifically, and to try and get kind of a more holistic view of breath work and to offer that to people based on their specific needs. Well, I think what's preventing people from breathing fully is past trauma. So past experiences that they haven't been able to experience fully, weren't able to deal with at the point in time that they occurred. And so I think in being able to deal with those and using the breath, absolutely, the breath is a doorway into accessing those things that we can't access it through the thinking mind. So we're using these different techniques that take us down into the deeper parts of the brain where we hold these subconscious patterns and beliefs and traumas and emotions. And so we can use the breath as a doorway to get into those. And of course, as we do that, then those experiences bubble back up and we have the opportunity to live them and to release the energy and the trauma that's stored along with that.
Would you is there anything that compares to the tool of the breath in order to tackle some of the things that you encountered in your life?
No, for me, like the breath is king, right? It's, as Iyengar says, breath is the king of the mind. Mind is the king of the senses. But the breath controls the mind. Where the breath goes, the mind goes. If the breath is calm, the mind is calm. And everything is downstream from that. And so I see it as the ultimate way to heal and to increase health, performance. It's fundamental to everything we do, right? If we don't breathe, we die. So it's, we can go weeks without food, days without water, and we look at all sorts of other modalities. But if we're not breathing and we're not breathing in a functional, healthy way, then everything else is, we're just really, it's a band-aid solution in my view. It's really key to get the breath dialed in.
Yeah, so I'm curious about your opinion on what a functional breathing, like what is that? What does that look like to some, because I encounter this all the time where I'm trying to tell people, like, listen, I don't care that you want to do a squat, I get it. You want to lift heavy shit, but you're all collapsed. You're not breathing. So if you're not going to breathe, you're actually not even going to get the oxygen and the nutrients to your blood. Your system is compromised. And I find people don't understand. Some people, not everybody, some people get it and are shocked. And I do an exercise with them and they realize, holy shit, like I'm not even breathing half of what I normally am. But what, in your opinion, is a functional breathing apparatus? Like, what does that even look like?
I think it depends on what you're doing, right? And, there's the Lao Tzu quote, the perfect person breathes as if they're not breathing at all. And I think that's something that virtually everybody needs to wrap their head around. Yet there are times when we need to expand our breath. And if you're doing heavy lifting, being able to create interthoracic pressure. If we're doing different types of breath work where we're looking to release emotions, we need a full breath. So to me, that looks like lateral expansion in the rib cage, and expansion to the front and back, and bringing the breath up from the pelvic floor up into the chest.
Working with people one-on-one, how long does it take typically for somebody to connect to some form of functional breathing? Like maybe not full capacity, but something that allows them to breathe better?
Well, it's taken me almost 13 years. And I think that's another key to the unique way in which I'm offering breath work is a lot of the modalities are not looking at that as the primary focus. And to me, that needs to be the primary focus before somebody learns how to do Wim Hof method, or before somebody learns how to do an integrative breathwork technique. You need to really fully understand what functional breathing looks like. So it can take a lot less time than 13 years for sure, but they're deeply ingrained patterns. And so it's not just learning cognitively what a functional breath is. It's releasing the patterns that are causing us to breathe in a dysfunctional way. So it's much deeper than just lateral expansion in the rib cage. And